Hey guys, so it's been a hot minute. I was not shooting or uploading at all last week because I went and had surgery. I literally had a Brazilian butt lift, so I sucked out a lot of fat that I didn't want and I put it in my butt, so now I have a big fat donkey butt. Donkey! Anyway, so this is gonna be my best of 2018, so let's just get straight into it. So first of all, I hope you guys had a great Christmas and I hope you're gonna have an amazing new year. I'm hoping to have a great new year myself. I mean, who doesn't want a great new year for themselves? So with that, I want to go through all of the things that I found were amazing during 2018 in regards to makeup, and hopefully we'll be able to do the exact same thing with 2019 and look at some amazing products throughout 2019. And these are in no particular order. Okay, so first off, foundation. One of my faves was the L'Oreal Infallible Stick Foundation. This one is in Honey 200. This is what it looks like. Now, first of all, I absolutely feel that this is the foundation when it comes to covering up any of your dark spots or imperfections. So for example, me, I have like 3 little scars from when I used to pick my spots or whatever, and they've turned into like little dark spots, and they will fade eventually, they always do, but in the meantime I kind of need to cover it up, and I use this on top of whatever foundation that I'm wearing so that I can just cover whatever it is that I need to cover up, and it does it immaculately. Okay, it's immaculate. So I would advise that anybody who is looking for either a really full coverage foundation, or if you are looking for a foundation that just covers up those slight imperfections without having to do like an entire full layer, because that's something that I don't like. I like just to have one layer and then just to spot conceal. This is amazing for spot concealing. Or even if like you didn't want to wear foundation but you just wanted to get rid of that little mark that you might have on your skin, this is amazing for it, and it's so affordable. I think this was like $8.99 or something like that. I absolutely love it. I had to go ahead and repurchase it, so this is my second tube. I'm not going to be going through it as much because I won't be using it all over my face. I'm only going to be using it in those areas that just require that little bit of extra help. Next is the Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. This was put up against the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. Since I have tried this concealer, I've bought it over and over and over again, and I've recently purchased the super size one. They have a bigger size one, because it runs out so fast, it's unbelievable. So I got the super size one, but I just keep on buying this over and over and over again, and I also get the dark one so that I can contour with it. This is the right consistency for me to put underneath my eyes, not feel like it's too heavy, because there's some concealers that I just feel like it's just too heavy to have underneath my eyes. This is the right consistency, that creamy consistency. Works well with a beauty sponge, and it really does just cover up any of those dark circles or that panda eye that you might have. Absolutely adore it, and I would recommend it until the end of time. I'm wondering what is going to be the next thing that might take the place of this. What is going to be the next big thing, because Shape Tape Concealer, that was a big deal, and considering that, you know, we all know that Tarte kind of messed up during the year. When Revolution came out with this and it was a dupe for it, literally it was like game over for Tarte in my eyes in respect to this. Next is the Disney Designer Eyeshadow Palette. Colourpop did a collaboration with Disney. Disney were going around to a lot of makeup companies and doing collaborations with them. I think they did one with Colourpop, they did one with Dose of Colours, and I think Besame as well. And this is what Colourpop came up with. Now, this was my first Colourpop palette that I'd ever tried. I absolutely adore it, not just because of the packaging. Now, when you first look at this palette, you just kind of think, okay, it's just a regular palette that has just neutral shades and you're just gonna make regular kind of eyeshadow look. But I was seriously blown away by this palette. I absolutely love the quality, and comparing it to the price, I mean, this was this 20 bucks or was it just under 20 bucks? Something like that. It wasn't expensive at all, and nor was shipping, to be fair. But it's like, considering the price versus the quality, I've said it once, I've said it a million times. Colourpop should be taking the place of Morphe. I'm gonna keep on saying it until it happens. Absolutely love the quality of the shadows. I love the way that they applied on my eyes, the way that they blended out. They really did the damn thing with this palette. And of course, because it is like a limited edition Disney thing, I actually wish I had gotten another one, but you know what, because I have so much makeup, I know that I'm not going to get through this anytime soon, so I'm not too worried about it. But I feel like they did amazingly with that palette. Like the quality of the shadows is just so good. If you haven't tried Colourpop yet, try Colourpop. Next is the Sleek Copper Plate palette. This is one of their highlighter palettes, and I have all of their highlight palettes. This one does not suit my skin tone personally. You're probably thinking, so why would it be on your favorites list, Sinead? Like, how does that make sense? And it's simply because this, I feel like, was created for women who have deeper complexions. This does not look good on me for a highlight. Yes, I can use it for other things, whatever, that's fine. But it doesn't really complement my skin tone. My skin tone is not deep enough. But this was created for women who have deep complexions that want that rich royal bronze and gold, and oh, this would look stunning on someone who has a deep complexion. And I know that a lot of companies get gypped when they create highlighter palettes for like one skin tone. A lot of the time you find that what they'll try to do is create a highlighter palette which has something for really fair girls, something for medium skins, and then a shade for someone with a deeper complexion. But this was literally created like deep skin in mind, and that's what I love about it. And it is very pigmented. So I feel like if you are a girl or just a person who enjoys makeup, if you're someone with a deep complexion who's looking for a highlight palette which, you know, has gold and copper and this and that, which is going to complement your skin tone, get the Sleek Copper Plate highlight palette. You will not go wrong, I'm telling you. Next are the Juvias Warrior 1 and 2 palette. I feel like out of all of the palettes that they released this year, these two were the best, okay? And it came from their Warrior line. Now they did say, I think it was when Black Panther first came out, they did show that they were going to be creating 3 Warrior palettes, and they've created 2 out of the 3 so far. They also have created, was it the Tribe palette? But I haven't yet got it. So that's gonna have to wait until 2019 before I can get my hands on it. It's in, like, it's here, but it's not here at my house because obviously we're in that Christmas, New Year time of year, so deliveries are all over the place. So I can't even review it in 2018 when it has been released, but that's fine. Anyway, so this is the Warrior palette. I absolutely adore this. If you love gold, copper, browns, this is for you. This is a beautiful palette, okay? It's gorgeous. And I remember when I first saw it, I was kind of like, okay. It looks like their Nubian palette, like it could be that palette. And then when I got it and I compared it, they're completely different. Completely different. Yes, they are both kind of warm, brown centric, but this one is very gold. It's very rich. The other one isn't as gold centered. So this one, oh my gosh, I absolutely adore this. And I draw for it quite a bit, especially this shade here, Benin. Love it, absolutely love it. And any look that I create with it, I automatically just fall in love. Next was their Warrior 2. When I first saw this, I was kind of like, I don't know, I'm not too sure. This is an all matte palette, and I remember the pictures that they first threw up of this palette, I was just kind of like what did I just buy? Like, I'm gonna buy it anyway because it's Juvias and I collect all of their eyeshadow palettes. I don't collect any of their loose highlighters and liquid lipsticks and stuff, but I collect their eyeshadow palettes and their blush highlighter palettes, okay? So I knew I was gonna buy it anyway, but once I had purchased it and I had gone back to the pictures and looked, and I was just kind of like, I don't know about this, I really don't. But once I got it, ciao, I'll tell you this now, it's absolutely amazing. Again, it just looks like a regular schmegular natural neutral palette, but it's not, okay? The shade that I fell in love with was this one here, Welzana. It's like a charcoal gray. It's not black like this one here, it's like a charcoal gray. And I kind of feel like this is great for when you are starting to do a smoky eye. And if you don't want to go crazy and you don't want to go completely off the Richter scale, you can use this shade here, knowing that, you know what, I'm not going to go, like, it's not going to get out of control. And I kind of feel like a lot more companies, or a lot more cosmetic companies, need to start making eyeshadow palettes or collections that have a smoky gray as opposed to just a black, because this, I found, it makes that smokiness, but it's not going over the top. I'm still able to control it. I absolutely adore this palette. And if you like making matte natural looks, this is gorgeous. I am feeling to do like a comparison video of all of their natural palettes, because they do have a few which are just like really, really colorful, and they do have a few which are just really, really natural. So I am thinking, like, should I do a video where I compare all of their natural palettes so you can see the difference? Because I do see on their comment section when they do release new natural palettes, they're like, oh, but you've already done this, you've already done that, it's already been done. So I am kind of feeling like, should I like compare them, because they're not the same as one another, they're really not. Next is the Revolution Stick Foundation. This one is empty, it has absolutely, it's got nothing in it, it's got absolutely nothing in it. This one was in F10, foundation 10. Oh, that's one thing that you'll be able to tell. F means foundation, C means concealer, so F10 and C10 would be the exact same color, just that one is a concealer and one is a foundation. It's just something that they do, and I thought I'd just mention it because I figured that out myself. Anyway, this was it was their first stick foundation that I am aware of. I absolutely liked this. I can't say loved, absolutely liked this. I felt like this was just such a natural, beautiful foundation. And I can't remember if I found this one or the L'Oreal one first, but I know it was around the same time. But there was something that made me get the L'Oreal one again, and I haven't yet picked up another one of this, and I do need to pick up another one of it. I find that stick foundations are really good if you want to have more of a full coverage kind of look, rather than a liquid foundation where you may have to build it up to be whatever you want it to be. But I remember that this was looking just so natural and beautiful on my skin, and I do need to go and get myself another one. And I keep on saying that I'm going to get another one. I was even in Superdrug today, I could have picked up another one and I just completely forgot. I picked up the concealer, but I completely forgot. But yeah, if you want a natural, everyday, full beat kind of foundation, get this. It's so gorgeous. I just remember it looking just beautiful. Don't you like that? Like when it's just full, it's full coverage, but you just look like you, but better. I like that. And then we have the I Heart Revolution Violet palette. This was more of a purpley kind of palette, but I feel like there could have been a little bit more purple. To be fair, there could have been a little bit more purple, but I really did like this palette, and I was able to make some really cute looks with it. And purple used to be my color back in the day, even before makeup and all of that stuff. I used to adore purple before black turned into my favorite color. So when I saw this, I was kind of like, oh yes, I'd like to revisit my purple times though. I do think that, as I said, I do think that there could have been a little bit more purple in there. And I think the pictures also kind of threw me off a little bit, but this is such a pretty blendable palette, and they do these palettes for, I believe, about $8.99. So if you're a purple head and you're looking to have like a purple palette, try out the Violet palette, because this one is so inexpensive. I love affordable makeup, like come on. Then I have the Revolution Pro Blur Stick. As you can see, where it says, where it was supposed to say blur stick is gone, and it's basically not a stick anymore. I'm having to dig out the remaining parts of this product and applying it to my face, because I'm using it until there's nothing left. This is supposed to be a dupe of the Milk Makeup Blur Stick. I absolutely adore this. This was like £10, and a lot of time Superdrug do things like 3 for 2 on makeup. So you can get like one of their concealers, one of their foundations, and get the primer as well. And hey, one of them would have been free. So that's something that you can also look out for. This, I feel like it just makes my skin just perfect. There was a point where I stopped using it, and that was during the hotter months because I felt like I was wearing too many layers. But this, it just goes into all of my pores, and it just makes it easier for my foundation to just glide over my skin. It's like it preps it to make it the perfect canvas for when I'm doing my makeup. I am going to continue to buy this once this one is gone, and this is probably going to be gone real soon. And lastly, I have the Revolution Lemon Drizzle palette. Now this is cute. I love this. I love the yellows that is in this palette. Oh my gosh. Remember when I created a look using this, I was just kind of like, yes. And I have created a couple of looks with it again as well. I feel like this is a perfect summery kind of palette. Like it's bright, like that bright yellow, that bright red there. Oh my gosh, it just inspires me. It really does inspire me. I wish there were more yellows. They need to get rid of all of these browns. Like they tend to put so much brown in their palettes, and I understand that you need to have a little bit of depth, but I kind of feel like they didn't need this and this. Pick one and replace it with the yellow, please. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you probably didn't need this and this, or you probably didn't need this one and this one, sorry. Like, pick one and then replace one of them with a yellow. We don't need these brown shimmers, and that one there. We don't need those brown shimmers. This is supposed to be a yellow palette. Give me more yellow. But the yellow that they did give, I feel like it really did hit the mark. They do have a few more palettes that they are going to be coming out with like next year, and I can't wait to get my hands on them and try them. As you know, I collect these palettes also. And you know that once they start making these palettes, they don't really make them so that they can stop, if that makes sense. Like they make them so that it can get people to continue to buy them and buy them and buy them. But anyway, so those are my favorites of 2018. What were your favorites of 2018? I will also be doing my like fails of 2018, so do look out for that. And yes, so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Have an amazing new year, and I'll see you in the next one.